Hey guys, what's up? My name's Giuseppe, and this is take two of talking about how to use Jina and the new MCP that Jina has launched. The fact that it's free, the fact that it can do a ton of research for you and save you a ton of headache and time. So I'm going to share some links. I'm going to show you some of the comparisons that I've been doing and kind of what it did for me. Now, this is take two. I tried to do this before, but I ran into like endless sort of kicks to the gut, I guess, for lack of a better term. Setting up the Jina API was a little difficult for me. I'm not going to lie. I put it onto my main desktop, and then I thought that all the other Claude codes would be able to reference that. They can't. So whenever you start a new project with Claude Code and you want your Jina API in there, from what I can tell, you need to go through, add the documentation, and add your Jina API key every single time you do that. Now, Jina has some interesting facets. It has some interesting stuff that it's doing, and I will talk about that. But to get started, what I'm sharing today is just some research that it was able to complete for me. Now, what I'm doing here is I am, and I'll show you guys, I'm starting a website for a friend of mine who is doing concrete ceiling. Now, to start off this research and to get it going, what I did was I used some free tools. And I started with Google. I typed in concrete ceiling, and then I also typed in driveway ceiling with my location. Then I cracked open like the top websites that came up for those searches, right? So I went into here, not the sponsored ones. I did this one because it's the top one there. Then I cracked these two. You can see they're purple. And then over here, I did the same thing. And you can see I cracked the top one there. So I grabbed all of these URLs and I put them all into Jina. Now, in terms of installing Jina, pretty much you can just give your Claude Code this URL, which will be in the description, and you just throw it in there and ask it to install it. It'll do the work for you. You will also need your API key, which is free to you for the first 10 million. So you just come in here, you click your copy button, and you put it into your chat. And that combined with this Jina AI MCP gives you a ton of options and a ton of opportunities to get stuff going. Now, what I wanted to show you, what my initial plan was to compare what Jina research did to what the Claude Code research did. Now, the problem with that is actually kind of funny because the Claude Code research has been going on for half an hour. I'm too deep to bother trying to stop it right now. I just want to see what it comes up with. But I will tell you something, Jina AI, just in terms of comparing to Cloud Desktop, is going to save you a ton of time. And so let's open this up and I will show you exactly what it did. This is the research it did, which I thought was pretty badass. Now, this is a giant research document. You can see how long this is. And the fact that this took so much less time compared to the Claude Code that's still going, just that alone is making me pretty pumped on this. So I do think that's, kind of the exciting part to this whole thing. Schema, it has the resources. So, I mean, in terms of this, so what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to be loading this into either the content strategy, right? The content build for websites, or I'm going to use the WordPress wizard website, which both are on my channel, and I have already built some websites with those. But I'm pretty impressed with this. The URL structures are there. Conversion elements, right? Book an online quote, what it's doing, key strengths, services offered. Now, this was a free research document, and so measure twice, cut once kind of thing. If you can go through, use Jina AI and structure up your research in such a way that it's going to create something like this, you will be able to use this to create a website and the copywriting therein, which would be competitive and possibly like overtake or destroy your competitors that you're going to be competing against in the open market of the website market. The fact that this happened for free and it didn't even take that many credits, I'm pretty heckin' jazzed. Anyways, when it comes to like getting your money's worth on this stuff and doing some searches to get yourself started, like this is still searching and that's just too long for me. This worked really well for me. So It even included an implementation roadmap, which I super appreciate. It's a 6-month plan with priorities, conversion optimization, landing page best practices, trust building elements. It went through and it grabbed everything from everyone that we're going to be competing with, and it's going to help us beat them. Now, like I said, but the one thing that I'm really impressed with is the intelligence that Jina uses to understand its searches. Now, we can get into that another time. I did want this to just be a quick kind of 1-2 and share with you guys what's going on, but Jina creates hashed responses, and those are stored in a way that it's like how do I explain this? Anyways, Jina's just really smart. It tries to understand the searches that it's doing. It doesn't just like go through and collect searches. It goes through the search, it collects it, and it maps it into what's called a vertex or vortex or a vertical, or it's a V word. I can't get it for the life of me in the moment. Anyways, it maps out all the keywords. It finds relationships to each other, and then it maps those out accordingly to help it with subsequent searches. As those get mapped, it helps each search be more efficient and effective. It helps you save time and tokens and money, as this is free. So yeah, if you stayed to the end, thank you. I will have the prompts and everything I used down in the bottom, but for the most part, I mean, I'm pretty heckin' impressed. The search that it did, the fact that my Claude Code is still running. I'm sure this is going to be good research, but like, oh my God, to just let it sit there for the whole day, for me, is too long. I really like this whole thing. I'm going to load this in, and in my next video, what you're going to see is I'm going to turn this into a website, into a WordPress website. If you're interested, follow me on to the next video. If you're curious about more Jina AI stuff, the links are in the description, and leave a comment. Let me know what you want to use Jina AI for. I will tell you the bonus thing at the end here is that it's not good for scraping social sites. So your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your TikToks, your Twitters. Jina AI is not going to be good for that. But in terms of scouting competition, I think Jina AI is probably one of the best you're probably going to run into for a while. And with the new updates that it has, it's going really well. Anyways, this is something, if you've had fun, thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out today. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. It goes so far. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye.